Today, we're diving into a fascinating and maybe a little concerning story from the super specialized world of network simulation. It's a cautionary tale about something called a knowledge crisis, and trust me, it reveals a big vulnerability in how we all learn and innovate, way beyond just this one field. Really, it all boils down to this one question. Because this isn't just about a piece of software going wrong. No, this is a very human story about what we all risk losing when a community's shared wisdom just starts to fade away. You see, for years, the NS3 community had this amazing resource, its public forums. Think of it like a living, breathing library, where every question, every answer was saved for the next person to find. But that so-called golden age is pretty much over. And now that library is just gathering dust. So what exactly have we lost? I mean, really, what's the big deal? Well, it turns out there's a huge hidden cost to getting easy answers. To get it, we first have to understand what made the old way so incredibly valuable. It was something they called organic support. And this wasn't just about getting a quick line of code to fix your bug. Not at all. It was about experts, real experts, explaining the deep, contextual why behind everything. You know, the design trade-offs, the engineering choices, the whole thought process. This slide just nails the shift perfectly. We've gone from that golden age of public, searchable knowledge, what the community literally called its lore, to what we have today, a world of private, disappearing chats and instant answers from AI that often lack any real context. And this change, well, it's given birth to a pretty dangerous new problem. The source material has a brilliant name for it: zombie research. It looks alive, it seems to work just fine, but underneath the surface, something is fundamentally broken. So what exactly is zombie research? Okay, picture this. A researcher, probably a student, uses an AI to generate a bunch of simulation code. The code is flawless, it runs, it produces beautiful charts, but here's the catch. The author has absolutely no idea why they used a certain model. They can't defend the results because they never learned the core principles in the first place. This table breaks down the problem perfectly. Let's look at it. The public, high-context support, that's declining, fast. At the same time, private, high-speed support for the elite few, that's booming, but it's locked away. It's unsearchable. And what's filling the void? Yup, AI support. It's instant, sure, but it's low context and, frankly, has a high error rate. It's become totally dominant. And what you're seeing here is a result of all that. The knowledge base, which used to be this unified thing, has now fractured into three completely separate, unequal silos. The public well is drying up, real expertise has gone behind closed doors, and AI is just rushing in to fill that vacuum. And the consequences are, well, they're pretty severe. You end up with a huge mentoring gap where graduates literally can't defend their own work. You get ghost research, charts that look totally plausible but are based on models that have nothing to do with reality. And maybe worst of all, you get something called paperware, simulations that get published but are totally untestable on any real hardware. Okay, I know, that sounds pretty bleak. But the good news is the experts haven't vanished into thin air. They've just moved. So the real question now is, where are they? Where can we actually find that high-quality support? You see, true expertise now lives in these really concentrated hubs. You could almost think of them as fortresses of knowledge. They take more effort to get into than just typing a prompt into an AI, but the quality of guidance inside is something an algorithm just can't replicate. So where are these conversations actually happening? Well, they're happening at the annual conference, the ICNS3. They're in the semi-official Mattermost channel, where developers chat in real time. And they're on the GitLab issues tracker, where the deep discussions are tied directly to the code itself. So, this brings us to the path forward, the solution. And it's not about just ditching new tools like AI. Not at all. It's about developing a brand new skill set for this new era. It's a practice called hybrid vigilance. The core idea here is really pretty simple. Just be smart about it. Go ahead, use AI as a tool for the easy stuff, the boilerplate code that takes forever to write. But, and this is a huge but, you never, ever trust it blindly. You always take its output to actual human experts to get it audited and validated. It all breaks down into a simple, three-step process. First, you generate. Use AI to get your initial draft, your starting point. Second, you consult. Take that work to those expert channels with specific, well-thought-out questions. And third, the most important step, audit and validate. Cross-reference what the AI gave you with a trusted human expert. And here's the beautiful long-term benefit. Every single time somebody does this, every time they practice hybrid vigilance and ask a good question in public, they are helping to rebuild that lost library of knowledge. They are creating a new piece of public lore that helps close that mentoring gap for everyone else who comes along later. You know, when you really step back, this isn't just about a network simulator. The story of NS3 is a perfect microcosm, a little preview of a massive challenge that every single complex, specialized field is wrestling with right now. We're talking medicine, engineering, law, you name it. Which leaves us with a really big, critical question for the future. In a world where AI can give us an easy answer for just about anything, who's going to be left with the deep knowledge it takes to ask the truly hard questions?